Hey fam, I want to tell you about a new podcast called Reimagining Democracy for a Good Life. We know about people threatening democracy, don't we? But there are also people coming together across racial lines to seize this moment and stretch democracy to serve all of us. Join longtime equity advocate Angela Glover Blackwell for Reimagining Democracy for a Good Life, a podcast that asks, how do we build a radically inclusive, thriving, multiracial democracy? And looks at what one city, Los Angeles, is doing to try to make it a reality. Reimagining Democracy for a Good Life is available now wherever you get your podcasts. Robert Fraizer was doing his job. He stood on the sidelines and cheered like he was supposed to. But when this football team of racists lost, they took it out on him, their mascot, in the worst way possible. This is 2 Minute Black History, what you didn't learn in school. The crowd roared across the stadium because they had finally beaten their longtime opponents, and that opponent, the football players of Auburn University, were not happy about this at all. The team was so mad, they left their mascot behind at the opposing university. That mascot was Robert Fraizer. Long before whites used animals and inanimate objects as their mascots, they used our people. They were playing a sick game of dehumanization. When Fraizer, called Dabble, was left behind, the rivals nailed him down to a freight box and shipped him back to Auburn. And he wasn't the only one. There was Old Tub, a blind elderly man named Lewis Green who lived next door to the University of Georgia in the late 1800s and was voted by students to represent the team from the sidelines. Instead, the university chose a goat as its mascot, a sinister comparison that shows how inhumanely white supremacy has always viewed our people. White supremacy has always tried to play us. We should never trust a system that has always done everything in its power to dehumanize us. What we should do is separate ourselves from white institutions and continue building our own. In order to move towards the future, you've got to look to the past. This has been 2 Minute Black History, a podcast by Push Black. If you enjoyed this episode and want to show your support, please rate and subscribe to our podcast. Together, let's celebrate and honor the legacy of Black history.